How the fuck do you think the date went? He's on the date with you.
Well, apparently it didn't go as bad as we thought it went, but we gonna get to that.
Right.
Hey, welcome back to yet another episode of Key and Carry, where we key
And we carry.
I heard you bitches was looking for me. Bitch, here I go.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy.
And here we are again, final episode. We may not come when you want, and we're not on time.
The level of unprofessionalism, far too much.
We are here. It is here. Season finale of Lovers and Friends, episode 5, a short series, which I like. What'd you think?
This was a good episode. We got a date, a good old wife swap date, if you will.
Not a wife swap tea.
Very interesting. This episode kind of reminds me of driving down 96 and how you have all those fucking just tunnel expressways above you going like, this is what that episode reminds me of. It's just crazy.
Deep cut for our Detroit folks. Did you get the feeling that they knew that they weren't gonna pick anybody? Like they knew it wasn't gonna work out?
I didn't get that vibe.
I kind of got that vibe. I kind of got that, especially from Lionel.
What happened with Kelvin? Same numbers we talked, but we hung out outside the cameras. And it just shit went left, y'all. Like,
you cannot be for real. Oh my God, you for real? No, you for fake.
I mean, from what we know now, clearly we get why he felt that way. But I feel like Dennis was the only one that I feel like Dennis was the most interested in finding a mate, and even Dennis was kind of playing.
Me too. I don't know, because quite possible I could bring back the person from last season.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Before we get into this episode, let's get into some of the comment questions. Please comment and a chance to have your comment read on the show, reacted to us on the show. This comment comes from KC. Shout out to KC. I definitely see them in the comments on other shows and in our comments as well. But it's a loft apartment that they did yoga in. Okay, that makes sense. Because I mean, when I saw the kitchen, I was confused because I was like, wait, isn't this a yoga space? But then I was like, some spaces like that have kitchens, but shout out to that man for turning his loft into something that's gonna make some money. I would do yoga there, maybe not naked yoga, but I would do yoga there. But yeah, shout out to Casey for commenting. Thank you so much. And of course, comment if you want. But yeah, to get into this episode, we open with Dennis talking to his cousin Jasmine. I don't know where his other friend was, but wait, isn't he friends with Coffee? Oh, well, we know where Coffee was. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. He meets up with his friend or his cousin Jasmine, and he basically just gives a rundown of what happened this season. It was basically like a recap. Side note, I really like his cousin's voice.
Oh wait, first of all, who won? When your all three went?
Shit. D.
So you was last?
I think I was last.
Me too.
It's raspy. I don't know. I like when women have raspy, deep, raspy voices. I don't know what it is about it, but yeah, I like it. Also, who did Dennis think he was in this silk robe?
We all know who I am.
Oh, his TLC shit.
Right? Oh, his sweat shit.
Question. Dennis' silk robe or Rico Cassadine's silk shirt from the Circle AT?
Shout out to the Circle HTL. I'm definitely gonna say Rico's silk shirt because who would I'm about it? And I'm like, this is very aggressive for you to be wearing a silk shirt right now.
A silk shirt and a fedora.
And if I was Jasmine, I would have been like, am I intruding? What's going on?
Who you dress for?
You ain't got no shirt underneath. We know how the girls give it up. You ain't got no shirt underneath. And then, Dennis goes into how, I guess if Kelvin has a strong connection with old boy, then he won't be able to take him. And there were a couple toxic mindsets displayed on this episode, but that was one of them. I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea to try to like take somebody from somebody else. You're not going to be 100% in your relationship all the time. There are going to be times where, you know, maybe y'all are like going through something, but I don't think it's a good idea for someone else to be like, now it's my chance. Like, no, like, I feel like it's boundaries. Like if he's dating somebody else, I'm just going to leave that alone. Like it's too many men in the world for me to be trying to, you know, come up off of somebody else. And I also think it's kind of weird because Dennis never really talked to Kelvin like that. Like I guess they talked at the mixer, but like you haven't even been around this man long enough for you to have a connection with him to the point where you want to pursue him, even though he's already pursuing somebody else. Like I can see if y'all were around each other and like he was dating Lionel and like, you know, you've been around him and you're like, oh, I kind of like him. Like I want to hang out with him. Like then I would get it, but you only met this man once and you're like, I think I want to be like, what?
I was here for it. Dennis is using this platform to find love. Like,
is he?
I think he is.
Okay.
I think he is.
Okay.
I think he's using this platform to look for love. I was here for him kind of snatching Kelvin. I thought the date was interesting.
Yeah, your hands a little rough.
These are hands of a working man.
Yeah, that's what my mom always say. A man with a soft hand
don't get his hands dirty.
Yeah, don't get his hands.
And then one of the times I do get dirty.
No, I'm a fool. Y'all let it eat. I thought the setting was really intimate, but
I think from a viewer, like audience perspective, like being here for the mess, I was here for it. But I think in like real life, I feel like if my friend told me that, I would be like, they're not exclusive, but to me, I think it was more so when he said,
better step your game up.
Oh, cause
you better apply pressure. You're supposed to apply pressure in all aspects of your life. So if I could pull him, you never had him.
Yeah, apply pressure and no fold. That's what they gotta know.
Baby, you better know it.
You know what's crazy? Our last review, I think I mentioned was one of Dennis's I guess was one of his traits that turn people off or that just make people kind of not want to deal with him. And that's probably one of them. Dennis
is really into horoscopes.
I'm a double fire sign. Leo sun, Aries moon. So I need passion, I need fire, you know what I'm saying? I just did not get that from Lionel.
You're not into horoscopes, are you?
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're a Gemini, of course not. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Astrology, I don't do astrology. Horoscopes, all of that.
I think it's interesting to get into it, like on like a surface level, like to like if like people say like, oh, this is how Tauruses act. I like to think like, oh, does this person act like that? Does it match or does it not match? You know, but yeah, he's really into it. To the point where it influenced his decision to, you know, deviate from the show's structure and go after somebody else. But you know what else I love about them is that I think I talked about this already, but they be calling each other Fave. Yes, Fave, because Fave. Now Fave. I'm like, what? At first, I didn't understand what they were talking about, but I'm like, oh, Fave, like my favorite person. Like, oh, okay, that's cute. Moving on, we see Dennis hit up Kelvin, and you know, Kelvin was interested. They end up going on a date together, and to a nice little restaurant. The food looked good.
I just liked the date. I just liked how intimate it was. I like the setting, the whole atmosphere. The food looked really good. And it was a hookah lounge. Like, I'm always down for food and hookah. So I thought the date was cute.
It's interesting that Dennis said one of the things that I guess he noticed about Lonnie was that Lonnie was younger. And so he thought that they would get along better because he was younger. But I feel like that might have been one of the reasons why they didn't connect. I don't know. I feel like the older you get, the more good at conversation you like, the better you get at communicating, hopefully. But like, you know, the more you feel the vibe and the better you're able to flirt and kind of gauge whether someone's into you. And I feel like with Lonnie, it was more so just like we're here, like I don't know, they seem more like friends, if that makes sense. Just comparing their date at the axe throwing, when they went axe throwing to this dinner with Kelvin, they were definitely flirting more. Even had a couple sexual innuendos in there. I was like, okay.
You know what should have happened?
What?
Then they should have leaned over to Kelvin, like, I find you sexually enticing. But in order for anything to happen between us, there has to be a woman involved.
You know I find you sexually enticing, right?
Sexually what?
Enticing?
What do you think he meant?
He wants to screw him.
Ricky.
Shout out to Noah's Ark. Yes, he definitely should have said that. But yeah, I feel like they both were matching each other's energy. They both were kind of giving, Kelvin was throwing little, sly shots at him.
Yeah, your hands a little rough.
These are hands of a working man.
Yeah, that's what my mom always say. A man with a soft hand
don't get his hands dirty.
Yeah, don't get his hands.
And then one of the times I do get dirty. I mean, outside of other things, but
yeah, I'm about to say other things like what?
You'll find out later, possibly.
But it was still in like a flirtatious way. I think Dennis needs somebody that isn't as go with the flow. Cause I feel like he will end up like running them over with his big personality. So I think he definitely needs somebody that's maybe his age or a little older that will not be so quick to bend to his will, which I think, could have been Kelvin. But yeah, I thought, the date was cute. I put Dennis is messy for asking about Lionel's date. Why are you asking about somebody else's date on your date? Like,
did he get mad when Lonnie did the same thing with D?
Yes.
D, I guess Lonnie mentioned D wearing like makeup, and Dennis like, why are you talking about him on our date? Like, you're here.
He didn't shade Lionel in that moment, but I think asking him how the date went was kind of messy because I was just like, why do you need to know? Like, how
the fuck do you think the date went? He's on the date with you.
Well, apparently it didn't go as bad as we thought it went, but we gonna get to that. So I screamed when Dennis finished his prayer, and then Kelvin was like,
"Yeah, absolutely. You better do that kindergarten prayer."
That's right. Listen, that's even more. That's more adult than my normal one.
When he started the prayer, I was like, "Ain't that the prayer they teach you in like Sunday school, like when you're a kid?" Like, God is good, God is great. Like, I'm like, but hey, God hears it all the same, apparently. Like, moving on to Lionel with his friends, they meet up to kind of talk about, his experience on the show. Another recap. I like Lionel's shirt that he was wearing, the Pokemon shirt. I like it was like comic book style and it was white. I like that shirt. Another thing I thought was toxic, another mindset. Lionel saying that because Michael is a gentleman and presents himself well, he's too good to be true. What? Like, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, Lionel. Like, if you want somebody to treat you right, then they start treating you, find somebody that treats you right, and now all of a sudden it's too good to be true. So who are you gonna go with? The person that's treating you like shit? Like, to me, I was like,
Lionel, just say you want a hood nigga and keep it moving.
Period. I mean, I do kind of get it. Like, if you've been through so many like situations where like the people were trash and you kind of like are slow to trust people, I kind of get that. And he did say he had trust issues in the beginning. So maybe that is what that is. But I was like, well, I mean, if he's treating you right, that's a good sign. Like, I don't understand why that would be a reason why you would be like, oh, it's too good to be true. Like, no, he's a good person. That's what you want, right? Like, Glenn basically reveals to Lionel that I guess he was out and about in the city.
Let me tell you, I was down here like a week ago, and I was just passing through, just having a casual day, and I actually seen Dennis and Kelvin on the date.
Lionel, it's funny because it's actually kind of ironic because Lionel kept talking about how when he decided to go with Mike, Kelvin was acting like he didn't care, but clearly he cared. And I feel like it's funny because when Glenn told him that they were on a date, he was acting like he didn't care, but you could tell he cared. You could tell he gave a fuck. Like, especially knowing what we know now. If y'all don't know, if you don't know, watch the after show. We got a lot more insight into what was going on. But apparently, Kelvin and Lionel were meeting up. They met up after, the Quiche incident. He said it was something about Kelvin, so I guess he wanted to take a deep dive, if you know what I mean. And I guess he cooked for him. He ate. They both ate together, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I'm just like, so you really set up here and was like, oh my God, this man is crazy. Oh my God, this man is mad. But then you ended up sleeping with him. Like, I'm like, child.
And that's crazy because that's really the Lifetime nigga that you're talking about. Or
Exactly. Exactly.
Shit.
You want to talk about a Lifetime T? It kind of makes a lot of sense. When he said,
that's not my man. Like,
they're not in a committed relationship, but they they low-key feel some type of way about whatever's going on. So yeah, he was like, that's not my man. I was like, okay. Then we get to the meetup with Dennis and Kelvin.
Do you know why you're here?
I don't know. I gotta feel you about to tell me.
Your words is so slick. I love it.
It's revealed that he chose Kelvin. And they talk about, I guess, an issue that they had. I guess it was like a lapse in communication or like an issue with communication. But they were able to get over it. I like how, they came to an understanding. They weren't like super staunch in their, well, you didn't call me, or, oh, I did call you, but you didn't call me back. And, so it was just like, okay, clearly you want me to communicate with you more. Cool. And I was like, oh, okay, look at y'all grown man shit.
How are you feeling about if you talking to somebody or getting to know somebody and you don't hear from them for a week?
Am I reaching out to them or am I not reaching out to them?
You're reaching out. Well, actually, I guess Dennis' issue, he said that Kelvin did reach out. But I guess in my head, like if I'm talking to somebody and if 2 or 3 days go by and I don't hear from you, I'm definitely gonna reach out. No matter, I guess, like what I'm going through. But
yeah, I mean, I guess it depends. To me, I just feel like maybe you weren't interested, if that makes sense. Like, because of course, people ghost. It's a thing. So I would just assume you ghosted, you weren't interested, and you just ghosted. So like, I feel like I might have missed out on a lot because I never followed up because they didn't follow up. So I don't know. But I think that's a long time to go without talking to somebody, especially if you're interested in them.
Right.
Like, especially in the beginning, like that's usually, when you're like talking every day, getting good morning texts, all of that. So I would,
we just kissed in the car last week.
Like we just kissed in the car last week. Also, not to derail, but the fact that Ryan didn't even want to kiss D'Angelo, but was willing to expose that they had kissed, like.
Let us not backtrack,
Let's not backtrack. Like, but check out our reviews of the shit we do for love, produced by Kevin Burns online. Yeah, check those out. Some of our most watched videos, they're really funny. But then, they decide to be together and, that's that. Shout out to them. Yay, Black Queer Love. But then we cut to Mike working out. Clearly he does that a lot because the body is banging. But yeah, he's working out and he's talking about how he's excited to talk to Lionel and, get on the same page and all of that. And he gets home. They show him in the shower, which I thought was funny.
When I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair.
Giving a Wolfman tea. No shade, but I was like, okay, all this chest here. That's a man. That's a grown man.
That's a man.
What?
That's a man. That's a man.
But yeah, so then he's getting ready to hang out with Lionel and he's waiting by the phone and time goes by and doesn't hear from Lionel. More time goes by, doesn't hear from Lionel. So I guess Lionel ghosted him, which is unfortunate because I think, Mike was cool. Since this is the second time this has come up, how do you feel about, if you're not interested in somebody, like, do you just stop responding, or like, is there like, does it depend on like if you've met them in person, if you've messed around with them? How does it go?
I guess it just depends. If we've never met face to face, I'll just, I guess, stop replying. But if we've actually went out, I'll just send a text like, I don't see it progressing. So
I was gonna say the same thing. Like, I was like, I feel like if I've met you like a couple times, honestly, I feel like if I've met you once, I feel like I would just say like, hey, I'm not necessarily interested in pursuing, you romantically.
Right.
But yeah, like I feel like if we were just like chatting, I feel like, if I stop replying or they stop replying, I don't feel like it would be that big of a deal.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess, I felt bad for him because I feel like, damn, like, I feel like he met Lionel. Clearly they had off-camera dates, on-camera dates, but I feel like Lionel could have just told him like, hey, I'm not interested.
Right.
But I don't feel like Lionel seems like the type of person that would be upfront and honest about. I'm not trying to drag this man. I promise you I'm not. But like, he just doesn't seem like the type that would be like, hey, I'm not interested. Like, he seems like the type that would just stop replying or like just like let the situation dissolve on its own. Like, but yeah, I mean, I feel like he dodged a bullet.
True.
To be honest, I feel like he dodged a bullet.
Yeah. Lionel didn't know what the fuck he wanted.
Exactly. So he just did you a favor because, better now than, 3 months from now,
Right.
So, but yeah, he'll find somebody, he's got a job. He's cute, he presents well. So he'll be all right. But yeah, then we get a wrap up of all the or no, not a wrap up. We actually get a like update, a month later update on everybody. And yeah, basically Dennis talks about how things didn't work with Kelvin. I guess they were both too strong, their personalities were too strong, I guess.
No, Dennis said that Kelvin was boring. I was like, oh, really?
He did say that. Yeah,
like,
that is interesting.
That y'all hit it off on the first date.
Oh, well, you know what? I think it comes from, because I think on the live show, he said that Kelvin didn't want to, I guess Kelvin is like a homebody. And I think he said that in our review. Check out our review with Kelvin. But yeah, I think he said he was a homebody, and I think Dennis likes to go out and do things. So I think that's probably where the boring thing came from, because his personality on its own is not boring. Like, but yeah, he said things didn't work out, which that's unfortunate. But he said he's still gonna be looking for love. He ain't gonna give up. He's young. It takes a while to find your person or a person that suits you best. So yeah, I get it. Lonnie also gave an update. No shade, but I don't know why he didn't really say anything. He was just kind of like, I'm here. I was dating Dennis, and now I'm not dating Dennis. I was at the mixer. I was like, okay, like what else outside of that? I don't know, but he seems cool. I guess I heard through the grapevine that I guess Lonnie was trying to get on one of the other Chasing reality shows, and that's why he was on this show. And I guess Dennis found that out, and of course it rubbed him the wrong way. So I was like, that's interesting. Like the fact that it didn't work out because of that, or that was a reason why it didn't work out. But yeah, Dennis said he only contacts him when, you know, the show's airing or, you know, when it has to do with the show. So Lonnie, if you're gonna finesse, do better. That's all I gotta say. Dude, gotta be quicker than that. Okay.
Oh, gotta be quicker than that. Gotta be quicker than that.
Gotta be quicker than that. But Mike talked about how, you know, of course he was upset about the whole ghosting, but you know, it all worked out. I think he's still looking for love, you know, probably putting more energy into his business. And yeah, all their wrap-ups were pretty chill. I think I don't remember what Kelvin said. Do you remember what Kelvin said?
I don't. I'm sorry.
At this point, I was like, well, if nobody stayed together, then like that's why I said I was like, at the end, it just seemed like everybody was like, that's it. We good. Like we, you know. But then we get Lionel at the end too. I don't remember what he said. Honestly.
Basically, he gave a message to the, I guess, future bachelors of the show, basically to be everything that he wasn't. No shade.
I was gonna say, I'm like, no shade. I don't want any advice from you. I know I don't want any type of dating relationship advice from you, sir. No, and it's no shade. Absolutely I just not. Don't want advice from you because, like, you just didn't. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that was the season. This was episode 5. It was called A Twisted Love Triangle. Sorry, I didn't say that in the beginning. But yeah, what did you think of the season as a whole?
I liked it, other than well, I guess reiterate why I like the season. I like Dennis as a bachelor, not Lionel so much, because I feel like Dennis is really using this show to look for love. I thought the dates were hands down interesting.
Dates were
really unique, really cool dates. And then just some of the personalities that we got to see on the show. Kelvin alone. I thought this was a really good season.
Yeah, I would have to agree. No, I definitely feel like this was a good season. I like the dates, like you said. I think the bachelors could have been changed. Well, one of them in particular. And I also feel like the friends, like no shade to the friends, no shade to nobody on the show, but like I just feel like the friends didn't really take it seriously. Like I feel like Dennis said, like his cousin chose D because he had Hennessy. I'm like, so because he showed up with boy's favorite liquor, which is a liquor that a lot of people like. It's not some specific, you know, thing where it's like, oh, that tells me about you. Like, no, he showed up with Henny. Who doesn't have Henny? Or, you know, anyway, I don't feel like they took it as seriously as they could have taken it. I feel like everything was surface level, which I kind of get because they only know them for so long. But at the same time, I feel like the questions that they asked in the beginning could have been more relationship focused, personality focused, you know, compatibility focused, not sexual, you know, not, you know. So yeah, I think hopefully next season, hopefully they do another setting next season. Where do you think they should go next season?
Florida.
Where in Florida?
Maybe Jacksonville or Miami.
Jacksonville would be nice. He said that Markel said that he's only interested in doing not small towns, but like he doesn't want to do New York, LA, Miami, Las Vegas. I think he might have said he wanted to do Las Vegas, but he doesn't want to do like big cities because like, you know, everybody goes there. So he wants to do more smaller towns where, you know, which I think is interesting. That's new because people usually go to the big cities. This has been Key and Carry, where we key
and we carry.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy.
And we will see y'all in the next one. Peace.